Well, what's up, everyone? I want to thank you guys for joining me today. This is Nelson, and welcome back to the channel. And for those of you who are first time, I want to let you know that this channel welcomes you. And if you don't know what this channel is about, let me tell you, this is the Head of Household channel where we encourage men, married men, to grow and to evolve and to be the best father, the best friend, the best husband, the best example in their household, and not just in their household, but in their community, because what you do can affect someone else outside as well. I want to talk a little bit about something that I was thinking about. You know, I look at my children and how they're growing, and people compliment us when we go places and things like that. And I know you guys have wonderful children too, and people compliment you. But as I begin to think about their compliments and how all of this have started, I begin to reflect on the platform that we have created, the platform that we have built, the moral standard that we have set in our homes. And before it even get there, it start within ourselves. When I say everything start within, it can be within you. It can be within your household. It can be within your community. It can be within your state. It depends on what the circumstances really are. It depends on what you're working on. It depends on the goals and the dreams that you have. Everything start within you. Because you see, when you begin to have a family or you decide that you want to have a family, the community did not decide that for you. The government did not decide that for you. The school did not decide that for you. You and I, like, okay, I decide that for myself and my family. You decide that for yourself and your family. Now each one of us have responsibility in different places. In my home, and you have responsibility in your home. So now you got to decide what kind of standard that you want to set so that when your children begin to grow and they begin to learn, they have a platform that they can stand on, that when they grow up, they can build on that. And when they enter into society, begin to do their own thing, they have something wonderful to offer. And it also can attract the right people into their lives. So it begins on the inside of me when I decided that I want to get married. When I first get married, I begin to look at myself as a husband. Okay, you married now, you have a wife, you got to go to work, you got to bring home the bacon, you got bills to pay. Okay, that's cool. But as I begin to grow and evolve into this husband that I am today, this wonderful man that I am today, and still growing, I begin to understand that I am now wearing the hat of an uncle, a husband, a best friend, a soulmate. And how do I approach those platforms? When I stand on those platforms, what example or what message am I sending? It started with me. First of all, I got to know each platform. As an uncle, I have nieces and nephews that are growing, they are learning, they're looking up to me, they're asking questions, and they're looking, and I have to be able to provide a good example so that they can follow those examples. Yes, they have their mother and father, but I also, like I said before, people learn differently. They picked up things in different areas. You'd be surprised to know one of your niece comes to your house, and if you're a cursing man and you're cursing like a sailor, they're gonna go back home with that, and your mother and father gonna want to know where they get all that from, because we don't curse in our house. So you see, they picked up things different place. When it comes to my wife, if I give my wife my word, my example is to honor that word. That's the characteristics of a good husband, the one who wants to grow and one who see their family and build that trust. You want to build that trust. You have to follow through on the promises that you make. You give your word. Now there's circumstances that can happen at times, but because of the love and the relationship that we have, she understand, and now we go over that, past that, and move on to something else. So everything starts on the inside, even in society. Think about if each family that decide to have a family and raise their children decide to set the moral standard for their family, the upright, good standard for their family to follow. Think about how it will affect how both of us, all of our family, would affect the society or even our community, because I believe you will have less killing. I believe you will have less people just being jealous of one another, fighting against one another. I believe you will have less of that. I'm not saying everyone will follow the protocol of raising their family in an upright way. But however they decided to raise their family, that's their choice. But each one of us have a choice to do the right thing, so that when our children grow, when they begin to grow, they will have a good example, or have a good path for them to follow and to build on that, because they might not raise their children the way we raised them. They will add to that, and because knowledge increase, they begin to increase as they grow. Things change, times change. We're dealing with things differently, but the concept is still the same. The word is still the same. The action still the same. It's just doing it in a little different ways. There was time when we just write, and there's time when we used to just type on the typewriter. Now there's time where you could just speak right into your phone and it just copy everything. The same concept, but different ways. So I believe in order for us to really create or build a strong platform on either side, whether it's a good husband, whether it's a good friend, whether it's a soulmate, whether it's a good uncle, is first of all is to want to work on ourselves. Let it begin on the inside. Begin to work on ourselves, to examine ourselves, evaluate ourselves, do an honest evaluation of yourself. Look at your life, look at where you are. Think back of where you were back then, the kind of characteristics that you have, the kind of idea, the mindset that you have, and look at yourself today and see if there any changes in you. Have you evolved? Have you changed anything? Are you still getting angry at everything? Are you still shutting out the family when you come home from work? And are you just going on the computer all day? Are there changes in your life since you got married up until now? I think it also take a growth mindset, someone who wants to grow, to really put in the work, to evaluate themselves honestly. Look at your life, look back at where you were, and look at where you are today, and see how you have grown, how you have evolved. Are you still shutting out the family? Are you still going out with the boys and spending less time at home? Are you sitting down with your listening to your nieces or nephew? Are you giving them some song advice? Are you yourself, when you set that example, are you following through? Are you becoming a doer of the word, not just a hearer only, not just saying it like they said in the past? Just do as I say, don't do as I do. That right there is very conflicting. It's very conflicting. But when we understand that it starts on the inside of us, for us to say those, give those advice and to follow through on those advice, it starts within ourselves, seeing ourselves, knowing who we are, and understand the example that we need to set, and understand the effect of the example, and understand if we don't do it that way, and we just saying, do you just do what I say and don't do what I do, it's going to cause a whole lot of conflict in the home and in the relationship, and even in the children. They're going to be confused, and it can be very embarrassing too, because you got to understand, children, most kids, they tell the truth, especially at a young age. They will tell the truth. They will say it in front of anyone without fear. Well, you don't do it. You tell us to do it, but you don't do it yourself. So you see, to avoid all that and to grow and to evolve, for your family to really evolve into this wonderful family that you expect it to be. And again, some might tell you, look at the world. Do you think they're going to go out there and be the best they can, or they're not going to do this and they're not going to do that? Look, if that's what you expect, that's what you're going to get. But if you expect your children, as you raise them up, as they get older, as you lay a platform before them, you lay some moral standard that is very good and upright before them, and giving them a choice to choose, and you see they begin to walk in it. If you expect what they learn at home, they will do it out there, it will work for you. But if you continue to listen to the mass mind and let them tell you, well, forget it. Don't even try to teach them, because when they get out there, they're going to pick up all these things and they're going to be bad and they're going to do that. That's what you're going to get as well. But it started on the inside. I believe it started on the inside, because I've seen my children portray the teaching that we are giving them on the inside, the instruction that we are helping them with, so that when they grow up, they have that mannerism, that they can go out there and they can be that person that they're designed to be up, upstanding, and to be positive, and to have that confidence in themselves, and to be that example to other people. I've seen them practice those things outside of the house without we have to remind them. And if we are seeing them doing something that we think that will help them, we'll tell them, "No, you don't do it. Can you? How about trying it this way? How about doing it that way?" But it started on the inside, not waiting until you get outside to allow society to raise your children, to raise your family, not waiting until they go to school. Like some people drop them off at school. They can't wait. Boy, some folks, I believe, they'd be mad when school closed. They're mad when school closed because now they have to take on the responsibility of teaching their children. But it is such a joy to teach your children. I don't know for you, but for me, it's such a joy to be able to impart into their lives, to impart into their life and to see them grow up and to become that wonderful man, that wonderful daughter that they're designed to be, that they're created to be. I'd love to see that happen. But it got to start with the man in the mirror. It start with inside. It started on the inside. It started on me, inside of me first. Wanted to change, wanted to be a good example, wanted to do things different so that I can make an impact or make a difference in their life. If I didn't start it with me, what I was teaching them probably wouldn't even last because you're teaching them over here and you're doing this over here, and it just keep going back and forth like a river or the sea. The wave keep going back and forth. It's not steady, and they have nothing to hold on to. And if they can't get that at home, guess what? They'll find it outside for real. But would it be moral? Would it be morally right? Will it be something that you yourself will be happy with? Maybe not. But if you start with you, start on the inside of a head of household, start with you and work your way down into the family and then work your way down into society, being that example, I promise you, you will be happy with it. And I promise you, there will be good reward. The reward will be great. But if you just stand back and just allow society to just throw anything at your family or at your children, and you yourself is not a partaker of your household, you are not going to like what's going to happen. It can be very embarrassing. And then also, if someone stepped in and take over your responsibility, you can find yourself on the outside looking in. So remember this. It started on the inside. And number one, start with yourself. Evaluate yourself. Sit down. Evaluate yourself. Look at your life. Look back at where you were back then. Look at where you are today. Are you satisfied with what you're seeing? Are you measuring up to your word? Are you being that example to those around you? Start within yourself and start with small things. If you told your wife that you're going to wash the car today, even if it in the night, wash that car. If you told your children, okay, we're going to do such and such, and even if you get home late and you couldn't do it, promise you're going to do it tomorrow. Find the time to do it. Don't keep putting it off because after a while, they're not going to believe you. Start somewhere. It's never too late. It's never too late. That's why we work with head of household, married men, because for me, I've seen enough broken family. I've seen enough children out there being abused and taken advantage of. I've seen enough kids. You go on your Facebook page and you have, if you don't set your Facebook page to story and it's on reels, oh my goodness, all the twerking and all these different things, just trying to get likes and attention. Think about if we can impart some positive moral standard at home, how we will keep them from looking outside and looking for attention, looking for love, like we say, in all the wrong places. And the type of love they're looking for is someone to maybe give us a couple of dollars or just to fulfill a need in a certain way with strings attached. That's not love. It's not love. So if you think that you're in need of working together, I promise you, if you go ahead and drop me a note, send me a message. I'm gonna put my email on the screen right there for you. I promise you that you will get the result that you're looking for. You see, when the two work together, one plant, one water, increase will come. The Creator, God the Creator, will increase and help you to become that man that you're seeking to be, or that man that you're created to be, the head of household, that father, that friend, that best friend, that uncle, that soulmate, and you and your family will enjoy the peace and joy and the love that you really should be enjoying. Who in the world in their right mind feel happy to see their children suffering unnecessarily? Who who in their right mind want to see they have it at home and their children going out there looking for it and allowing someone else to abuse them to get what they could have gotten at home? Who in the world? I don't want to see that, and I don't want to see that happen to another family. That's why I work with men, especially married men, because I believe your children are not supposed to be a part of that number, the statistic, as they call it. You're not supposed to be a part of that. If you put in the work, if you become responsible and take action, bend the tree while it's young. That's a saying I've heard. I don't know where that came from, but it makes sense because I've seen a lot of trees try to bend the grown tree or the tree after it gone a certain age and it just pop. But if you can bend that mind, help that mind to grow, help that mind to receive some positive points or ideas, I believe it will grow up to be very strong and very, very successful. Again, this is Nelson. Love you guys. Until next time, peace. And I'm out. And thank you guys again for watching, sharing, and liking. I know not too many people gonna hit that like button, but look, forget about that. You just go ahead and hit that like button. And also go ahead and leave a comment. I want to hear from you. I want to hear from you. Leave a comment so that we can talk. Let's communicate until we begin to do this live videos and then we can talk some more. But in the meantime, love you guys. Peace and enjoy your day.